The next stage of the project, we're going to be looking at curtain walls. A curtain wall is an exterior wall that is attached to the building structure, which does not carry the floor or roof loads of the building. So to get started with the curtain wall, we'll go back into our build panel, and the curtain wall is within the wall tool itself. So we'll select the wall tool, we'll hit the type selector, and we see the first heading there is our basic wall, which we've been using the internal and external walls from. If we scroll down, the next heading here is curtain wall. So we have three options. We have a curtain wall empty, curtain wall exterior glazing, and curtain wall storefront. So the curtain wall empty, it has no grids, it has no mullions. There are no rules associated with this type of wall. This wall type provides the most flexibility. With the curtain wall exterior glazing, this one has presets. So the grid rules can be changed if the settings are not suitable. Next down is the storefront. This also has presets. This curtain wall not only has presets, but it also has mullions attached to them. Again, the grid and the mullion rules can be changed if the settings are not suitable. So I'm going to select the curtain wall empty. You'll see here I got my contextual tab, how I can draw the curtain wall itself. I've got my options bar again, just like placing a wall. So again, specifying the height, depth, what level I want it to be constrained to, my location line, chain offset, and so on. So I'm going to go down to the front of the building, just click once to start, click again to place. That's my empty curtain wall. So if I hover over the curtain wall, I'm giving this H type symbol. That in itself represents the actual curtain wall. Later on, we're going to be adding in mullions, glazing panels, doors, and so on. So if you ever wanted to click and drag the curtain wall somewhere else, that is the symbol you look for, because you can actually grab a mullion and pull it away from the curtain wall, leaving the actual curtain wall itself in the same position. So that's the symbol that we want to look for. So if I click that, I can drag it around. As well, once it's selected, you'll notice we got the grips. We have our temporary dimension where we can change the width. And we also have the permanent dimension. As well, we have the flipping arrows to flip it inside and out. So next I'm going to place the curtain wall exterior glazing. So back into the wall tool, come down to the exterior glazing, just place it the same. And as well, I'll place the storefront. Once they're placed, I'm going to go into my 3D view. So on the left, I've got my curtain wall empty. The middle is my curtain wall exterior glazing. And to the right is my curtain wall storefront. So again, each one same like the empty, they've got the same properties. Where in my plan view, if I select each one, again, we've got the temporary dimensions, permanent dimension, flipping arrow. And if I wanted to move and drag again, it's the same properties. If I wanted to change the height, select it, as long as I have it unconstrained. So at the moment, my top constraint is first floor. So if I click on unconnected, I have my blue grip that I can just extend it up. Same with all three. So I notice the difference between the three. The empty is obviously empty. The exterior glazing has what we call line segments. And it will equally space those segments as best as possible. And with the storefront, it has the segments as well. We can easily attach our mullions to it. And you'll see that they're all equally spaced as well. So to go into the exterior glazing, if I select the curtain wall itself, again, selecting the actual curtain wall, I'll get this representation around it. So I get that dashed blue line around it. Select it, come into my properties section here. If I scroll down, I'm able to change the vertical grid in itself. So it's justification, its angle, and its offset, as well as a horizontal grid. If I further go into the edit type, in here there's again more parameters for me to change. So with the vertical grid, the layout itself, we can have it fixed distance, so it'll always equally space them all. We can also change it to a fixed number, maximum spacing, minimum spacing. The spacing itself, this is where we can adjust it, so we can change that to a meter, so it'll always be a meter between each one. Same with the horizontal grid. For the vertical mullions, horizontal mullions, we're able to change the actual profile of which one we put in, and there's some identity data that we can add in. So for example, I can select the storefront, come in and I can change the angle so it's 45 degrees. So we can change the angle of the segments themselves. So that's the basis of the curtain wall. When we're creating our own curtain wall, which we will do on the empty section here, what we'll do is we'll place segments onto the curtain wall, which are these dashed blue lines. Once those dashed blue lines are placed onto the curtain wall, then it will divide that up into what are called panels, and each one of those panels we can change. So by default they'd be glazed, we can change them into a solid panel, and as well there's multiple family types in the library that we can change them to, so they can be a window, they can be a door, and so on. And then once we've done the panels, then the last stage is to attach a mullion to that.